Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
With people taking the man clothes and putting the man clothes somewhere in the car somewhere, so it looks like the man was always there. The man many times the man never left, but they had to fool the government into believing. And I can remember seeing shows from the 70s and 60s where these people, these wives
Now
were
that's
doing that.
true.
So the men were still there, but they weren't able to get a job. Why? Because the people who had the job didn't want to give the black man the job, even after risking his life. So to compare that, I'll say that again, to what's happening now, when she just came up here and said that fewer black people are on public assistance. So why are we bashing black people for being on public assistance when we are the fewest on public assistance? And another statistic is most black children are raised in two-parent homes. I think the number is 70 something percent, if I'm not mistaken. 70 something percent of black children are raised in a two-parent home. So please stop perpetuating misinformation and YT supremacy talking points.
But
Okay,
but
let me
all,
please,
hold on,
Manny.
let me jump in here. All is true because some men did leave, some men they did hide. So all is true now. We can't negate that. As we continue to learn, we learned the truth of it all, which is some left, as we hear Papa is a Rolling Stone, and then some we just hid, as Drop Queen said, that we saw come right back. It just with the clothes in the trunk. Go ahead, Queen Jules.
Okay, so let me say this. That law was not for black only. It was for everyone who was receiving assistance. Again, like I said, we love to deflect. We don't like to take accountability. It wasn't a law only for blacks. It was for every nationality. Okay, that's one. So let's talk about this. Back when segregation was very heavy, a lot of black men received college degrees and they were married and they went to school while their wives were in subsidized housing as they got their education, including the kids that they had, the children that they had with them. If you go and do the research about the famous black men and women who went to college back in the day, had families and they completed colleges, even got their PhDs. Okay, so let's talk about that. They did not use no excuse, even in the height of segregation. They did not use any excuse, not even I gotta leave my kids behind to get this higher education. Some slept in the streets while they got the college education. Some had subsidy housing. Some slept in very interesting places with their families to continue to get their college education, to become doctors, lawyers, chemists, all types. So I'm just saying we can concentrate on a few, but not one answer is correct or wrong. There are variables when it comes to the black community.
So the problem
I enjoy all the answers actually because it gives me a full perspective.
It honestly doesn't give us a full perspective, because what it does is try to make the exception the rule.
But the world is not one way though.
Interrupting me and not interrupting her?
Because you literally just come up on my statement as if there, like you literally just came up with a statement as if in this world all these perspectives did not happen. They did happen. They're different perspectives that account for a conglomerate of people. As they say, the same things happen, just different people. Go ahead, Drop Queen.
Okay, thank you. But Manny, what y'all have to focus on is the grand scheme, not the exception. Of course, there are exceptions. Of course, my great grandmother was a nurse. She was born in 1918. She was a nurse and a midwife. She actually delivered me. So, of course, there were educated black people. Most of us are educated. If we go back to after slavery, that's what we did. We got educated. Most black people were Republican. Most black people had their own businesses. Most black people did a whole lot of things. But as time went forth, there were things to keep us from having those things. So though some people went through the cracks and were successful, I'm not negating that. I'm saying on the large scale of things. I'm not talking about the exceptions. Y'all keep acting like the exceptions, making the exceptions the rule. The exceptions are just that, exceptions. But the rule was they were trying to hinder the black family. And they kept the black man. It was a time when manufacturing and warehouse jobs became popular after the war, and they did not want to give those black men those jobs. Many black men stayed with their family. Many black men. And just because your papa was a Rolling Stone, he might have was a drunk too. That don't mean that a lot of them were. Most of them were not. A Rolling Stone can also mean that he slept with a lot of women. It does not mean that he even left the house. He could have had a wife and a family on the other side of town while still making kids and taking care of you. So there's a lot of exceptions to everything. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be accountable. I'm saying that we cannot negate the methods that these people have put in front of us to keep us down. So when you say we had to fight, no, we didn't have to fight. We had to fight to work. We had to fight to eat. We wasn't fighting them. We can't. They have the weapons. They have the weapons of warfare. That's why they do it all over this world. They fight everybody to take over whatever they want.
Time.
And I'm just stating that we not fight each other. That's what I'm stating. We not fight each other in hopes to show the world a better place.
So Manny, so when you talk to your children, are you going to, I mean, you have to educate your children on history, right? But what will you really expound on the people who didn't give up and giving them the vision of those who actually excelled, those who
So I would give
masters?
them the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
But majority would be the good and the great.
Yes.
Now I would give them the bad and the ugly because bad and ugly things did happen. But majority would be the good and the great.
Yes. Especially for those who persevered. I will concentrate even in the community. Yes, it's good to talk about the things that happened, but the past is the past. That's just like when y'all say stuff like, you in a relationship and you're like, well, don't bring that up. You mess up the relationship. You mess up people's minds. It's depressing. It's this. Y'all say that in your own marriages, your own relationships. If somebody do something wrong, if you do something wrong to somebody and they keep bringing it up, you're like, why you keep bringing it up? It's messing up our relationship every time you bring it up. I mean, it's so cliche, but yet we like to ignore those type of things. It doesn't help upbuild. I would rather focus on the people who actually had to sit outside the classroom to get their education and didn't make an excuse to do it and became doctors and lawyers and chemists and pilots and have careers and build a legacy. It's so many stories like that. And I just think that we like to concentrate on the latter. It's just, to me, it's just interesting to hear and watch on a daily.
So if I may go now, I don't think that a person who has changed behavior should be continually reminded about what they've done in the past because it's their past. What's happening to black people every day is no longer the past.
So then
I'll go again.
Well, no, I was going to come off your changed behavior. Is it really changed behavior? Because we do have, again, those smaller sectors that have not changed, which give the illusion of the overall black people, as we have the angry black woman, the aggressive black man, things of that nature because of the smaller groups. Overall, you might have some great, black men and women, but we have those smaller sectors that have not changed through time that still give us a bad rep. Back to my thing. Let us all work together and love on each other because the world is watching.
So we should not be judging people on their experience with one person. So that goes back to why I asked you, what have we done to them as a people that they hate us so much? And that's still, we haven't done
And
anything.
I'm not going to say hate, but dislike in today's time.
No, they hate us, man. It's not dislike.
I get what you're saying. I get what you choose to use, and I get what I choose to use. And we're going to live in America. Great. So I don't want to use the word hate. I want to use dislike.
So what's that dislike the young lady was expressing in that video?
No, earlier you did not like me saying we fought and you said we got jobs. So let's leave it like that. Let's agree to disagree, boo. We're in America. I have that right. You have that right. So again, I don't want to go down the hate is dislike. And again, in today's time, the dislike could be how they see us in the streets, how they see us vandalize, things of value and things of that nature. Like we do things today, and that's why I say it's a yin and it's a yang.
What we vandalized, Manny?
Oh, we will definitely rob some homes.
Who homes we rob, Manny?
I don't know about us as in we up here, but I know some black people on the news, honey, that run up at some people's shit.
And I know some other people who eat you.
Yes, and that is true, drop.
But they don't hate each other.
But again,
Brown
we're
people eat
talking
people
about,
too.
but
Brown people eat people too.
we're talking about what they see.
Not in America.
So they're seeing us run into these homes on the news and all these things, which works against us. But it shows a large conglomerate what we're capable of. One person, because it might be one or a group on the news. However, they're watching us and they're drawing some type of conclusion in their mind about the next melanated person they run into
Okay,
or
so
don't want to run into.
okay, so if you're saying that, there are also Hispanics that run in people houses. There are also Hispanics who are
But we talking about
gangbangers.
us.
They're also no, sir. You're talking about them. You're
We're
saying, but
talking
they
about
choose
them
to
and their
zoom in on
disdain
us.
for us. I'm only saying that we have done things in today's time to add to the disdain. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about what the Mexicans done. I'm just saying what we have continued to add because again, we could be nicer.
This is a Hispanic woman. This is a Latino woman.
Drop. I just asked the people in here from her words, should all the Hispanics be sent away? And they said, yes, we do it to each other.
This is a Latino woman who's saying that she hate us, and you're saying because
And all the
she's
black
seen on
people in
TV.
here, and all the black people in here, well, let me not say all. Majority of the black people in here say round them all up now.
Oh, what I want to do is see in Bucky's.
But
That's what I
again, so let
want
me
to
ask the
do. I
question
just want to
again.
see in
If
Bucky's.
y'all saw the young lady who spoke earlier, do y'all think from her words we should round them all up? Let's ask again.
I would say yes because nobody has done her anything
But you're
specifically for her
literally
to feel
saying,
this way.
but you're
She,
saying drop, but you're saying yes to rounding them all up.
oh
People
yeah,
that people that don't even have no dealings with it. You get what I'm saying? Like you literally, like we as America walk into that walking point when something happens to one, we're like group them all up, round them all up. When one happened to one black person do something crazy on the news, oh, that's all them niggas. When one Spanish person do something, we like round them all up. That's all them Spanish people.
so
We
why
do it
is
to
it
each
when
other.
why is it when one white person do something on the news or one I want to say this, then you understand what I'm saying.
You know how we talk about the white people.
They
You just
show
said we
us
don't even want to be around them. And
they
we
sh-
work with them.
they show our crimes on the news because it's to rage bait other people to hate us. So why are they wanting to use us to rage bait? Why they don't rage bait with Hispanics?
But
Why they don't
drop,
rage bait with
did we
whites?
do what's on the
They
news?
focus on
When they
us.
show us that clip, even if that clip, right, wrong, or indifferent is one black person, did we or did we not do what they showing?
We could have done it with a YT person, but
Oh my
they would
God.
show as if we did it alone.
I'm just saying, drop. Did we do it? Is what I'm saying. Because I get that we can find a white person and put them on the screen identical next to the black person. But what I'm saying is, with everything in it, did the black person do what's actually on the news?
No, when 75% of the people who go for a retrial or to have their freedom overturned, they didn't do what they were accused of doing. So I'll say no, we didn't do
Good.
it.
When I be watching the news and I see a white person come on there, I be like, I group them. I instantly group them and be like, child, them white people crazy. I instantly group them. Like, as soon as I see a white person on the news, I'm like, child, them
But
white
you don't
people.
mistreat them. You don't mistreat them for it. You may group them,
Literally,
but you don't mistreat
drop
them.
queen. We literally just had to talk earlier about, like you said, we don't even want to deal with them. So when you say mistreat them, you're not even thinking. It's a lot of mistreatment in there. No, I'm not doing them how they did us, like Kuta Kente, but it's definitely some mistreatment in there.
Oh,
like,
so you mistreat them, Manny?
Oh, drop. I might not be as understanding
Thank y'all
with
for the
them.
gifts too, y'all.
I might
Thank
not
y'all
be as understanding with them. And I know that's mistreatment on basic level. I could be dealing with a white person right now and they could be talking English. And I'm looking at them like, you talking Spanish.
Okay, thank y'all for the gifts. Thanks, man.
And that's my slightest way of mistreatment. Like, what you just said. So again, the mistreatment is there. It might not be your blatant level to Kuta Kente, but it's definitely like, you white. So, you definitely got to be nice to me for me to, like, because I already be ready. So, honey, the mistreatment be ready to come back out. Go ahead, Queen Jules.
Well, there's a lot of people that have those views. I deem to look at people individually versus race. I know that we've been through a lot of inequality experiences. I mean, but I really feel if you do history, you really do look through other cultures. A lot of people have been through what we've been through and even worse. Like even worse. So for me, that protects me in my mental because it's like, okay, we're not the only ones who has been treated this way. When
Look,
you
drop down there talking about we ain't been raw. These people have been gone, girl. They done went in the ground and everything. You talking about we ain't been, Lord drop queen.
there are a lot of people in their own countries, even though they come here, they go through their own mistreatment. Like through every country, there's a class of people who get mistreated from history. They have their own museums, they have their own history books, and they have the same stories like we do.
Yeah,
So,
I'm very nice when I meet the Jewish community. I'm very nice with them.
well, Jewish man helped me with my business, helped me open my doors. I have
Yeah, I'm
nothing
very
negative
nice
to
with the
say
Jewish. Yeah, with the Jewish
about the
community,
Jewish
I'm
community.
very nice with them. You know, I'm very nice with them.
Oh my God. Y'all do not know history at all. Nobody has been through what we've been through.
Yes, they have,
Allow me to finish. You were finished. What
and
happened?
worse.
What happened? What was worse? What was worse than taking somebody's child and throwing
Kunta
it to an
Kinte
alligator?
foot, Kunta Kinte foot, baby. Woo, that was a hell of
Man,
a
it was
trip.
worse than skinning people and making a sofa out of them. What's worse? You tell me. This lady said that people have
Child,
been through worse than what we've
nah.
been through. They haven't. Maybe
I
they
said
might have.
equally and
Wait,
even
hold
It
on.
ain't.
worse.
It ain't equal. It ain't
Hold on.
worse.
Let me jump in here real quick. Let me just say this. So, at the point of skinning and things like that, I'm hoping you're already gone. So maybe it was a quick taken out of there. I'm not sure. So, at the skinning portion, was it alive or was it unalive? Because if they already took you out, you ain't feeling the skinning.
Probably live. They
Ooh.
pour hot water on them. They pour hot grease on them. Y'all really
Mm.
don't know. I mean, y'all really don't know what
Who
happened to
is
our
y'all? Because I
people.
only know about I only know about a steam room of sorts, honey. Child, that's all I know about slaves and steam rooms. That's
So
all I
so
know.
so what other people were tied to horses and split in half? What other people did that happen to?
I thought we went through all that, baby.
We did. Nobody else went through that. If you look at, and I'm gonna go look at it. How many people were unalived doing the thing that y'all were talking about with those who are of the synagogue of Satan but do lie? Um, the ish
The
people you're
whole girl,
talking
what did you
about.
just say? The
Oh,
Satan, the
the
do lie. What is that?
the Bible says those who call themselves ish but are of the synagogue of Satan and do lie. That's what the Bible says
Oh,
about them.
so they're from the synagogue of Satan and they do lie.
Right.
Lie.
Yes.
Oh,
Because they're calling themselves that ish word, Israel.
oh,
They're calling themselves Israel and they're not really Israel. That's the Bible. Bye. Have a good day.
oh,
So
wow.
if you go look at how many people were unalived
Thank you.
then, it was probably a third of the people who were unalived just coming over to America on the slave ships. Let me repeat that so y'all understand. The number of people that were unalive during that ISH time y'all talking about was a third of the people who were unalived coming over during the transatlantic slave trade. So how on God's green earth and Beyonce's internet has anybody experienced what black people have? And don't forget the trauma that they experienced through generation, because trauma is in the blood. Number one, and I'm gonna say this last thing and I'm gonna end. They were paid by America when they came here, just like America pays the Israelis right now when they come here. We still ain't been paid for our suffering. We still ain't been paid for our hard work. We still ain't been paid for our blood, sweat, and tears. So nobody, and I mean nobody, on this green earth has experienced what we
Nobody.
experienced.
Yeah, because the most I've heard was, the steam room, that
Y'all
kind
have
of
to
put
do.
that.
Y'all have to really look.
Oh,
You have to really
uh,
look. You have to really look.
um, I'm just saying, but the most I've heard is the steam room that just put the people to sleep. Now, when it came to us, they definitely were throwing live things to the animals and, whooping the people and skin just coming off. And yes, chaining up limbs and fast things just rip you apart.
Oh
You know, we
man.
we definitely had a lot, but the most I've heard others go through was
Right, the
the
sleeping,
steam
the
room.
sleep
Now
chamber,
you all need to
Putting
do
people
some
to
more
sleep.
digging because
I
honestly, it's
mean, give
right
it to us
there.
now. If you know one, give it to us now, because I just
Well,
gave you the most
maybe
I
y'all.
know.
If you look at, and I'm gonna say this, y'all gonna laugh probably. But if you look at GOT, there's no black people in there. Look at what they was doing to each other. That history is throughout the people. Japanese. You look at the history. New Zealand, Australia.
They still weren't treated like us.
No, you need to really look. I'm not about
What
to
did
sit
they
here and go,
do?
they did a lot to each other. Look it up.
Did they take their kids and throw them to alligators?
They did all of that. Cut necks
No, they
off and
didn't.
shit.
No, they
Let them
didn't.
feed each other to
No, they
animals.
didn't.
Yes, they
No, they
did.
didn't. Man, this
Yes,
lady will
they
sit up here and tell a
did.
lie to fight
No,
a
they
lie.
did. They did. They did.
I could definitely see some, unaliving in there.
No,
but
they
probably,
did. Torture.
That's what I'm saying.
Torture.
Yeah,
Torture
I could definitely
chambers
see some
is
unaliving in there.
throughout.
Yeah, I could
Look
definitely
at
see
okay.
that.
So if you look at with the Nazis and all of them, I mean, come on, y'all really not being honest. You do
So
some
I'm
digging.
thinking. So I'm
What did
thinking it
they- what did
comes
they
down.
dig?
You do.
Okay,
some
so
digging.
so I'm thinking it comes down to who had more done to them.
But does it
Basically,
matter?
it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter per
se.
se. But yes, I think it comes down to what was done more to people, and I think we had more things done to. They experimented more with us, I would say.
Glad you said that.
So if
They
somebody
did- they
shoots
did
you and
experiment.
unalive you, and somebody put a knife in you and unalive you, I guess at the end of the
No,
day,
those are all bad. But I'm saying, as far as us, they did do a lot of more experimenting with us, like
you gotta do
various
some
ways.
history, Manny. You gotta do some
Well,
history.
what I'm saying
digging.
is some things are similar, so those are already accounted for. But as we go beyond the things that are similar, we as Black people did have more experiments done on us in ways to take us out. That would be true. Because again, if we're talking about going to sleep, that was something universal at this point. If you're talking about just a pum pum or or something sharp, that's universal. Then we start getting to the things that are unheard of, like dropping saying, when you start ripping the limbs apart, when you start throwing them to live animals.
They did that in other countries as well.
Okay, so then we gotta keep going. Then we
Well,
gotta keep going.
show it to me. You can ask chat. Show me a source so that I can read it. Since you know
No,
this.
you
Show
look.
me a
No.
source.
Just ask Chat GPT, and they're just
It
gonna
doesn't
tell you.
exist. It
No,
doesn't
look it up.
exist.
Look it up right now. I guarantee you're gonna get a list.
Okay, it doesn't exist. And when you
So are
say
you gonna look it up? Are you gonna look it up?
can you tell me lately one of those?
Lately, Lord.
If you allow me to finish, you don't know where I'm going. Can you tell me lately one of those ISH people who have been strange fruited, who have had their knee put on their neck by police, who have been unalived in a car unarmed by police. So we had it done then, we had it done recently, and we're still having it done now. And again, I say that they were
That's
paid
true.
for their atrocities.
We're
They were
still
paid
being
for their
taken out.
atrocities. Can we talk about the syphilis? Can I say syphilis? Can we
Ooh.
talk about the syphilis experiment that was done on our people? Can we talk about that? So please stop comparing
Well,
other
I mean,
people.
okay, so diseases, basically, you're saying diseases. Are you saying that we're the only place that has given the people diseases?
Have experimented with the people. They were in
Well, that's what I'm
Europe with a
basically
black
asking.
plague.
That's what I'm basically asking. Like, are you saying we're the only place that experimented with diseases per se?
They experiment with us with all kind of stuff. They experiment on us with pain. What about that black woman?
Wait, no, I was just asking, were you saying it as if we were the only place, is what I'm asking.
We were the only people.
We were
Yes.
the only people, meaning we're the only place.
They do it with black people. They don't do that with white people. They'll steal us and do it with us.
Let me see if my other phone
I'll
is
let Miss
working.
Fab go. I'll let Miss Fab go. But there was a black lady. I can't remember the story. Miss Fab maybe will remember the story. The black lady that they used to experiment with her. Even her blood.
The cancer cell lady.
Ain't it Henrietta?
Thank you. Yes, the cancer cell lady.
What's her name?
Yes.
Henrietta, something like that.
Yes, they
Leaks,
experiment with
lakes.
us. But I'm gonna drop it. Let Miss Fab
Henrietta
go.
Lax. Oh, they say lax.
Lax or something. Yeah, Henrietta Lax. I think.
Welcome in, Miss Fab. Go ahead.
Hey y'all. Hey Queen Jules. Sorry you.
Hello, darling.
Hey Drop Queen. Listen, I agree with a lot of what both of you are saying, but I think the issue comes in when we, like, overall the black community, like black and brown people globally, have suffered I think the most in history. just across the world, the colonization of black and brown people, which is the majority of people in the world, we are black and brown, right? From Africa to South Africa to Central America, like most of us are brown or black people. I just go, nobody has done more to us as a people. You talking about the Holocaust was 12 years. Slavery itself, not including Jim Crow, was 400 years. Like, we cannot forget that for 400 years, they traded us around the world like shoes and socks. And after the 400 years to say, hey, this is wrong, right? They kept putting more things in place to hinder us. And yes, as black people, we have like done tremendous things to be where we are today, right? In terms of education, just fighting through so many obstacles and starting so far behind the line. And I agree with Queen Jules that we should focus on the positive, but we can't forget what happened, because when you forget history, you're doomed. You're deemed to repeat it. As you see what's happening right now, is they're repealing voting rights. They're defunding our school. You know what I mean? Like, I think we have to not forget what happened, not to dwell on it, because I don't think that we should sit in a place of trauma, right? And keep reliving that, because that is traumatic and hard to do. But we do have to acknowledge what was done and the strides, right? We're talking about maybe a good 50 years that we were able to vote, that women were able to do things without husbands or wives, that education, that we're able to talk on this internet as black and brown people, right? We have come a long way. But I think black and brown people have suffered the most atrocities across, in history. I'll just land there. But I think both women, I agree with a lot of both points.
There was slavery in the Bible times. Who was the slaves back then? That's over 2,000 years ago.
There were slaves all through history.
But slavery was the main currency for a long time in the world. Like, my people were slaves too. We were the Mayans. That when people say Spanish, that's actually incorrect. The only reason we speak Spanish is because we were enslaved by Spain. So, Manny, I heard you say that. That's why I wanted to say that. In case you didn't know.
The Spaniards went around, which is the largest speaking language, because they colonized most of the people who speak Spanish today were colonized by Spain.
So do y'all not want to be known as Spanish?
No, I'm just letting you know why you're saying that is because we were enslaved. If we were never enslaved, you would be saying Mayan instead of Spanish. Like, you're talking about the people who enslaved the Mayans.
Got you. Thank you.
The Aztecs, they.
But I'm saying, human history is only recorded for about 100,000 years. We don't know who were the most enslaved people of all time. I mean, human beings have been around for 2 million years, and we've been enslaving each other up until maybe. No, wait, I'm lying. Not even. There's still human slavery today. There's human trafficking. That's considered slavery. It still goes on today. And Google how many people are fucking human trafficked throughout the world today.
Scholar.
There's still slavery.
Scholar, when you say that, though, I think...
Hold on, y'all. Paparazzi here to get Scholar. You do have final words. Paparazzi is here. Look, oh my God.
Okay.
Y'all.
Yeah, I don't care. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, just in case. I mean, slavery has been around fucking forever. I don't think there is a culture that hasn't been enslaved. There was the Irish, there was the fucking everything back then, fucking 2,000 years ago, all that shit. And whoever in Hawaiian BBW, big fat bloated bitch, you got 2 Twinkies to go before your heart gives out. I'd rather be me and fucking have clear arteries than you big bloated fucking nasty donut eating bitch, fucking big ass looking like a fucking big ass clown and shit. You fucking fat bloated motherfucker. You could drop me at any time. You fat fucking piggy motherfucking looking fucking bacon juice eating fucking turkey bacon eating motherfucker. Go fuck you, fuck your mother, fuck your dad, fuck your cousins,
so
fuck everybody.
In here. No moderators in here, really. He literally just said you can drop in
my moderating powers for me, but
my apologies, but no, it was other moderators in here, and they literally heard him say you can drop him at any time. But then you also heard me say that he had final words, and moderators, y'all definitely heard him going off the deep end, like, whoa.
But so what he was saying, right? And I think that's where people have this. It's very emotional. But when people say, right, slavery happened everywhere, it kind of it comes off as disingenuous, because yes, slavery did happen everywhere, all over the world, into a lot of cultures. And when people say, "Oh, Irish were slaves," they were indentured service, and it's almost like And that's why we have to keep always going backwards, because we don't acknowledge that in the true fact that Black people were traded. Irish people were not traded like socks and shoes. They came here as indentured servants. It is different. And we're talking about the length of time. We're talking about 400 years. What group of people that were stolen from Africa and traded went through that for the length of time we did? We shouldn't have to keep going back and forth to that. And that's what makes it hard to have conversations with people who don't acknowledge that. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, oh, y'all didn't go through it as much. Everybody else went through it. Just get over it. Right. And I just feel like we should acknowledge that and say, yes, that was tough. We do understand that was the worst thing in human history. They just voted on it on the UN. But no, we got to keep debating. No, it wasn't where other people were slaves. They were, but not to the magnitude of this. We could just acknowledge that. Yes. And it's kind of disrespectful, like, to say that, oh yeah, everybody else was slaves, and they were. Absolutely they were. And nobody's saying, no, you weren't. No, they were. Irish people were indentured service. Italians were indentured service. The ghettos happened in those communities. Yes, the Jewish people had horrendous things happen to them during the Holocaust for 12 years, even after, right? They had some anti-Semitism. They have gone through things, right? But they also are white assimilating and are doing the very same thing that was happening to them, right? And I just go, how do we move forward when we can't acknowledge what happened to us?
And I would agree with that, because we do have to acknowledge what happened to us and learn from it to go forward. So I do agree with that. But when we do go backwards, some people do stay stuck. And that's an issue as well, because today's time is not back then times, even though things are still happening. Yes. So we do have to move the goalposts.
You gotta move. It's tough.
Yeah, we do have to move the goalposts. Because Black people have been through a lot. And again, they use it against us because so much has happened. In the beginning, they used it against us, to where anything we have done since then to now, they use against us. And that's why I say it's a yin and a yang. Because if they don't see us just being great model citizens, they now have something to use.
But I think they do see us as that. I think they do. That's why they work so hard to make us.
I would agree with that too.
No, yeah. I see it differently. I see that.
I would agree with that as well. I do think they do see the greatness in us, as well, but we do know they're not going to say it. So I agree with you with that, but I would want to throw in there, they're not going to say it because they see it.
Yeah, they see it a lot. That's why. Okay, so even in the community, the LGBTQ community, we're not leading in that either. We're not leading. The men are not leading. That's why they try so hard with entertainment to put the men in that category, because we're not leading naturally in that.
I don't know what that means.
I'm trying not to.
Meaning Black men?
You said
black men?
Yeah, Black
LGBT men are not leading in entertainment, is what you're saying?
No, not leading in being in the community. They're not leading. They're not the leading group of men that are gay.
Oh, so you're saying the majority of LGBTQ is not African American, is what they're saying.
Right. And that's why they push it on us in entertainment. Everything. We're not leading in a lot of things that are derogatory, but they push it on us. But we fall for it.
I think that's a part of the plan.
Hard? Look at so for instance, all the years and all of the bad things they've done, we've come up, we continue to be successful. We don't stay down long, and still they come up with different ways to continue it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's so many different variables, but at the end of the day, I do not think that they think that we're less than. I do not think that they think that we are nobodies. I think they think we're great. I think they think we are awesome. That's why the envy is there. That's why the jealousy is there. That's why the bullying is there.
So let me read this.
The powers that be, right? The people who control I think what you're saying is true. Queen, just like, hey, I agree on that point, but I think the lesser of the Wahiti tribe feed into the propaganda that we are nothing. You know what I mean?
Right, and we're not. We're the
right.
best.
I do agree with that, and I think it's part of the plan to divide and conquer and have us fighting, right? Because even when you think about people in the LGBTQIA community, people make it seem like every other person is gay. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but that's 12% of the population, which is a minority. You know what I mean? So, but we focus on the small part of the population to fight against it. Oh, it's an agenda. They're trying to make everybody black when that's 12% of the population.
That's true too. Which goes back to them definitely not liking yes, we are the integration of it all. But let me read this real quick. That went back to our earlier topic about the indiscretions that the people had went through. So it says, however, based on historical, academic, and human rights discussions, several groups are frequently cited for experiencing extreme, sustained, and catastrophic persecution and loss. So let's get over here to the African American. Survivors of transatlantic slave trade and centuries of systematic violence, exploitation, and institutional racism, which resulted in profound multi-generational trauma. Now let's go up to indigenous people. Often considered to have suffered the most widespread and enduring devastation, including including land theft and systematic erasure, with their population largely decimated by disease and violence following colonization. And then we were talking about the Jewish people. The Jewish people have suffered long-term millennial persecution culminating in the Holocaust, where 6 million were systematically murdered. And did we talk about anybody else? Did we talk about anybody else? So I think indigenous people, from what I see, were the most from this.
Well, I guess if you put up a chart and say time frame,
so because they're saying that indigenous people, they are considered to have suffered the most widespread. So would that trump us?
I mean, I say black and brown, but indigenous, are they talking about indigenous around the world? Or I mean, their land, I guess if you're talking about the Native Americans who were here, I mean, you had indigenous people all over
it got gen-eyed in it. So,
right. Okay.
And then it says disease, which what we spoke about for us, but it also has it for indigenous people.
And they tried to rectify that by moving them on not plantations, I'm sorry, on their reservations and trying to do whatever. But
so it gives as if we are matching the indigenous people, honestly. I mean, it seems like in this article, this write-up, it kind of gives Black people a lighter type of understanding, but it seems as if we're identical to the indigenous people, if we actually go by what we know, besides the inner side, right? Besides the inner side, right? Besides the inner side, that's the only thing that separates us, right? The inner side in this.
I mean, their population was decimated. They are almost not even existent today. The way they did the Native Americans, they tore them up.
Because we went through land theft. We went through systematic erasure. We went through large populated area being decimated. I mean,
So what about countries like Rwanda and Congo, when we are doing it to ourselves, our own people? I'm just saying in general, when I say, to me, if you do research, if you're really sincere about really freeing your mind and having a balance about where we are in the world and how others are treated, it kind of give you a sense of peace to let you know that we really weren't the only ones getting treated. Not saying that being treated badly is something that we should overlook, but at the end of the day, when you know that you're not the only ones, it does give you a sense of peace.
Wait, did she go out for y'all, or was she clear for y'all? Because she went out for me. I didn't hear nothing.
She was clear for me.
Oh, I missed it, Queen Jules. My bad.
I know they've been saying it's glitching. It don't give me a sense of peace, but I look at my Black African brothers and sisters over there and go, don't fall for it. I just be like, y'all, because that's when I say, hey, a population that when I think about a group of people that was done the worst, I include the continent of Africa, where most of us came from, where the colonization lasted well up until, in some parts, the 70s or 80s. Even now, right? So they're fighting over natural resources that they don't even own, that still Western civilizations own. So it's the same way, like when I look at here in the ghetto, right, that y'all call the ghetto or the hood, and say, hey, we need to clean it up. I understand why it's like that based on the system that put you there. The same thing with African countries. I understand why. You handicap them, you take their natural resources, the loans that they have to get are predatory from the World Bank. They can't, build and grow on their own. So you're left with kind of a mess. I understand. That doesn't mean that they don't lack any accountability, right? But I understand. That's how I kind of look at it. But the puppet master is Western civilizations. Is France, is Europe, is USA.
I agree with that. Queen Jules, any final words? I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say that we travel
skin.
to a lot of countries that still do not have the resources that one should, and they make a lot of money. Dutch countries, French countries, the Caribbean, they make a lot of money and still don't have the resources like we do. And so, I mean, all over the world. Where you want to sit, babe? Oh, okay. Sorry.
But we also know what the resources do to us, child. All this stuff that we got over here, honey. Like maybe that might just be too much. We see what it do to us, baby. Our eyes get big, girl. We be knocking each other over, baby, for the resources, honey. Maybe we need to go back to, going to everybody to the lake. Everybody with a bucket, honey. Nobody's special.
The capitalism
anyway, but that's it, man. I'm about to have
because like we got to figure out something because America is still progressing, and baby, our eyes getting big. You come in there and touch them accessories and things we got now, baby. Ooh, you come out with a limb missing. Especially take some Wi-Fi in these days. Oh, it's time to cut up.
Oh.
Wi-Fi cellular service.
Hour, Queen Jewel. Oh, no, she had a restaurant.
Yeah, she had a restaurant. Like that man was somebody. The people came and took his lights and stuff. Child, we would have cut up over here. Somebody come and snatch our lights and gone. Like what? I gotta wait till tomorrow, 2-3 days. We not used to none of that. No, we on the phone immediately.
Yes, we spend
trying
a lot
to see
of
what's
money
going
in
on.
those countries, though. We spend like a lot of money at those resorts.
But you do know that some places they don't get a portion from the resorts.
Who get a portion? Some of the countries?
It's jobs there.
Oh, nothing. Some places you don't get
a lot
nothing.
of those countries, like
you don't hear them complaining and marching. You don't hear them talking about it. I'm just saying, in those countries,
you gotta turn on a different news channel. They are
listen. These countries, they have a bus where they pick up these people from the mountainside, from the ocean side, in the rural areas, and they bus them over to these resorts, and they work at the resorts, and they do it for years, even retire with the same thing.